A few years ago, I noticed something strange. Two people I knew were earning almost the same salary, same city, same cost of living, same type of job. But their lives looked completely different. One of them always seemed tight, constantly worried about bills, stressed about unexpected expenses, talking about money like it was something that kept slipping through their fingers. The other person? Calm, not flashy, not rich in the way social media likes to show it. But somehow, stable. Savings growing quietly, investments building in the background. No panic when the car needed repairs. No anxiety when rent went up. And the weird part? It wasn't because one of them knew some secret stock strategy. It wasn't because one was a genius with spreadsheets. The real difference came down to something much simpler. One of them had learned what to avoid. Because becoming wealthy isn't just about what you do with money. A lot of it is about the habits, decisions, and quiet patterns that slowly drain your financial life without you even noticing. And once you start seeing them, you realize something important. Most people don't stay broke because they're lazy. They stay stuck because they're repeating a few extremely common mistakes that look harmless on the surface. So today, I want to talk about 7 things that quietly sabotage wealth. Not dramatic mistakes. Just small patterns that, over time, make a massive difference. When people talk about getting rich, the conversation almost always goes in one direction. Make more money. Start a business. Find the next big investment. Build multiple income streams. And yes, income matters. But what most people underestimate is how powerful behavior is. You can earn a great salary and still feel financially stuck. In fact, this happens more often than people think. There are doctors living paycheck to paycheck. Engineers with 6-figure incomes who feel constant financial pressure. And then there are people with average salaries quietly building real wealth over time. The difference isn't luck. It's usually the invisible habits around money. Not the big decisions we obsess over, but the small ones we repeat every week. So instead of asking, "What should I do to get rich?" sometimes the better question is, "What should I stop doing?" The first thing to avoid, lifestyle inflation. This one is incredibly common. You get a raise. Your income goes up. And without realizing it, your lifestyle expands to match it. Maybe you upgrade your apartment. Or your car. Maybe the takeout becomes more frequent. The vacations get bigger. The monthly subscriptions quietly multiply. None of these things feel extreme on their own. But something subtle happens. Your expenses slowly rise to meet your income. So even though you're earning more, you don't feel any richer. It's like running on a treadmill that keeps speeding up. The people who quietly build wealth tend to resist this trap. When their income grows, their lifestyle grows a little, but their savings grow a lot. That gap between what you earn and what you spend. That's where wealth actually forms. The second thing, trying to look rich. This one is mostly psychological. Humans care deeply about status. We want to feel respected, successful, admired. And money is one of the easiest ways people signal that. Nice cars, designer brands, luxury everything. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Looking rich and being rich are often opposites. Looking rich requires spending money. Being rich requires keeping it. Some of the wealthiest people you'll ever meet are surprisingly ordinary. Simple clothes, older cars, modest homes. Not because they can't afford more, but because they understand something important. Every dollar you spend on status is a dollar that stops working for your future. And over decades, that trade becomes extremely expensive. The third thing, ignoring small expenses. You've probably heard people say small purchases don't matter. It's just $5. It's just a quick order. And individually, they're right. One coffee doesn't change your financial future. But patterns do. Small recurring expenses are powerful because they're invisible. You don't feel them. But when you zoom out over months, or years, they become significant. Subscriptions you forgot about. Daily convenience spending. Impulse purchases that felt harmless in the moment. Wealthy people aren't necessarily extreme about cutting every small expense. But they are aware of their patterns. And awareness alone often changes behavior. The fourth thing. Avoiding investing because it feels complicated. A lot of people delay investing for years. Not because they're irresponsible, but because they feel intimidated. Stocks sound complicated. The financial world feels confusing. So people tell themselves they'll start later, when they understand it better. But time is the single most powerful force in wealth building. Compound growth works slowly at first, and then suddenly it doesn't. The first decade feels almost boring. Then the numbers start accelerating. Which means the biggest mistake isn't choosing the wrong investment. It's waiting too long to start at all. You don't need to be perfect. You just need time on your side. The fifth thing. Comparing your life to everyone else. This one has quietly become worse over the last decade. Because now we're constantly exposed to other people's highlight reels. New houses. Expensive vacations. People announcing big wins online. And if you're not careful, it creates a subtle pressure. You start feeling like you're falling behind. Even if you're doing perfectly fine. Comparison pushes people into financial decisions they wouldn't normally make. Bigger apartments than they need. Cars they can barely afford. Lifestyle choices driven by social expectations rather than personal values. But the truth is, wealth is deeply personal. The goal isn't to impress strangers. The goal is to build a life that feels stable and free. And that usually happens quietly. The sixth thing. Believing money problems will fix themselves. It's surprisingly easy to ignore financial stress. You push the thought aside. Tell yourself things will work out. Maybe the next paycheck will help. Maybe the next raise will solve it. And sometimes that works temporarily. But unresolved money problems tend to grow quietly. Interest accumulates. Expenses creep upward. Savings get delayed. The people who eventually build strong financial lives tend to face things earlier. Not perfectly, not aggressively, but honestly. They look at the numbers. They understand their situation. And once you do that, the stress often becomes smaller. Because uncertainty is usually scarier than reality. The seventh thing. Thinking wealth requires extreme sacrifice. This belief stops a lot of people before they even begin. They imagine building wealth means giving up everything enjoyable. No fun, no travel, no comfort. Just endless discipline. But sustainable wealth rarely works like that. Extreme restriction tends to backfire. People burn out, then overspend later. The real goal isn't deprivation. It's alignment. Spending on the things that truly matter to you, while quietly limiting the things that don't. That balance makes consistency possible. And consistency, over decades, is what actually builds wealth. At some point, many people who become financially stable experience a shift in how they think about money. They stop seeing money as something to chase. And start seeing it as something to manage. Instead of asking, how can I make more? They start asking questions like, where is my money going? Which habits are helping me? Which ones are quietly hurting me? This shift changes everything. Because wealth building stops feeling like a dramatic transformation. And starts looking more like quiet course correction. Small improvements. Repeated over many years. If someone wanted to move toward financial stability in a realistic way, the first step wouldn't be extreme action. It would be awareness. Pay attention to lifestyle creep when income rises. Be honest about purchases made for status rather than usefulness. Look at recurring expenses with curiosity instead of guilt. Start investing even if the first step feels small. Protect your mindset from constant comparison. Face financial numbers calmly instead of avoiding them. And build a lifestyle that feels sustainable, not restrictive. None of these changes are dramatic. But together, they create something powerful. Momentum. The truth is, wealth rarely appears overnight. Not the kind that actually creates peace of mind. It usually grows quietly, slowly. Often invisibly at first. while everyone else is chasing the next big opportunity. The people who eventually become financially secure are often doing something less exciting. They're simply avoiding the traps that keep most people stuck. They're spending thoughtfully, saving consistently, letting time do its quiet work. And if you're earlier in that journey, that's completely normal. Nobody gets everything right at the beginning. What matters is direction. A few better decisions this year than last year. A little more awareness than before. Because progress with money isn't about perfection. It's about slowly building a life where money causes less stress and gives you more room to breathe. And honestly, that kind of wealth is already worth pursuing.